Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to Rabbit and More. This is Mordin. I'm a passionate rabbit farmer and I share interesting stories around rabbit farming with you. Today's video, we are going to talk about how to start a rabbit farm in 2024 on a budget or for free. I've had the opportunity to interact with a lot of farmers and personally with my own experiences and all, I think I have a few just to share with you on how you can start a rabbit farm in 2024, especially if you are money constrained. Like you don't have money to start with. You're thinking if it's something that needs a lot of investment and all that kind of stuff. And maybe you just don't know if you are cut out for it, but you just want to test it out and see if it is something worth your while. Is it something that is profitable? Is it something you can make money off it? Is it something that you can even do as a person? You may not know unless you try it out. And so I listed a few things here where I will go through with you and let's see how it goes out. So over here, the first point I'm going to make is that I'm trying to state practical steps you can take based on where you are right now. This applies to you no matter where you are in this world. Definitely a thing where you can practice. Maybe you might have a little bit of constraint when it comes to being in Europe or somewhere in the Americas, but if you are in Africa predominantly or Asia, this can apply to you easily. So these are more practical because that's the way I like to go most of the time. And so the first point I have here on my list is use your free time to acquire knowledge, right? You don't have money, but you are interested. I'm sure you might have seen a TikTok video, a YouTube shorts, a YouTube video, or even someone just talking about rabbit farming randomly that, hey, you can make millions. There are several videos like that on YouTube where people say you can make a lot of money back to back with rabbit farming, how rabbit farming made me a millionaire and all that kind of stuff. You saw one of those videos and you thought, maybe this is what I can start. Maybe this is what I should grow. Maybe I'm looking for something casual on the side I can build to earn me some sort of passive income to my mainstream job whatsoever. And so you were thinking rabbit farming could be a thing for you. Yes, of course it could be, but if you don't have the money to start right now, you can actually start right away by acquiring knowledge. And this will help you, for example, to understand the type of rabbit keeping you want to practice, because there are different types, right? You need to understand where you want to start from, which direction you want to even go, but it comes down to you trying to learn about the rabbits and trying to understand everything and then know where your energy or your skill set comes in, where it will benefit you the most. That's one thing. You need to learn about the type of breeds. You can't just jump and go and buy one rabbit because it's beautiful for you, you like it and it's nice and all that kind of stuff. Maybe at the end of the day it will never suit your end goal. So you need to learn about the type of breeds, which breeds are available in your area where you live. Rabbits don't take stress well, and so you need to always find out what you have within your locality in abundance and what the farmers grow over there, where you can get a lot of help from, so that you don't transport them from afar. Because if you want to transport them from afar and you have the better means to do that without putting them through a lot of stress, kudos, you can do it. But in most parts of Africa and stuff like that, we take them through a lot of stress. And so I don't encourage people transporting rabbits from far distances to their farms. Look for local vendors around you and then you can deal with them. The next point under point one is general knowledge. You need to learn a lot about the rabbits, right? Not only the types, but what do they eat essentially? How do they behave? Learn about their ears. What's important when their ears are down? What is it when it's up? Common diseases that they actually do get and all those kind of stuff. The possible diseases, learn about them. Get to know a lot more about the rabbits and it's going to help you. How to keep them. Which keeping systems are you going to keep them in cages? Are you going to keep them in colony? What exactly are you going to? You need to learn all these type of things and have a good idea. So in the meantime, when you don't have money, at least you have internet. you can always use your internet. You go out there and seek information. And if you don't have internet, you can look out, start asking for farmers around you. Ask, do you know anybody who does rabbit farming? Look out for notice boards or signages everywhere. You may see someone raising rabbits. Go in there, talk to them nicely, and if they are willing, they may be able to share one or two ideas with you, and that will be your pathway to learning and asking them questions. It's always very important. The next thing is resource points. Now, when you are acquiring the knowledge, you need to get resource points. Like, for example, YouTube, WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups. Even within your own locality, there may be rabbit associations over there that are giving out information and all that. In Ghana, sadly, we don't have this type of associations that are ready to share information with you as a beginner farmer. However, I would recommend if you are near any major university that has like an animals husbandry, usually they keep data, usually they have information, usually they can help you become a farmer. So if you have the time, pass through there and try to learn something. If not, Facebook is always your best bet, or look for the next farmer that is closer to you. And it's very important that you talk to multiple farmers, because the more you talk to, the more you learn. One person has a way they do, he does his things, and the other person also has theirs, right? So because of this differential way of doing things, you may learn a lot, and then from there you apply what you learn from them to the internet as well, and try to find a balance as to what is true. Because the more you hear something, and you act on it, the more you find out for yourself that, okay, this actually works, this doesn't work. And so these are some of the things you need to do when it comes to the resource points. Mentorships, finding people around to mentor you to farm. These are ways you can gain knowledge on the rabbit farming areas. I'm sure in the comment section there'll be a lot of people who are also experienced, and they may have other things to share on how you can acquire knowledge. But basically, in today's world, internet is there. You can Google, you can use TikToks, you can use Facebook and all that to educate yourself. YouTube channels like my channel, for example, gives you a whole lot where you can learn from. There are brilliant rabbit resource channels also out there where you can learn. Dexter's Farms, for example, can teach you a lot. Ace Farms Rabbitry can teach you a lot about rabbit farming. You have African Rabbit Farmers, also another great resource. Rabito Famino is also there. There are lots of rabbit farming YouTube channels around where you can learn a lot from, right? Go out there and research and learn. The next point under my point number 1 is marketing. Learn about marketing. Learn how to market your rabbits even way before you start. Use the time to learn all these things. It actually improves on you as a person and directs you to what is actually best suited for your skill set. If you look at it and you realize that, okay, you are a better marketer than actually breeding of rabbits, then maybe you can decide which angle you want to go. And that leads me to my point number 2. What type of farming you are going to get yourself into. So number 1 is you use your free time to acquire knowledge. And under the knowledge acquisition is what I listed. Type of rabbit keeping you want to practice, you need to go into it. Types of breeds, general knowledge, possible diseases, and how to cure them or to treat them, for example, resource points, and also marketing, right? These are all under points number 1, using your free time to acquire knowledge. Point number 2 is what type of rabbit farming you want to do. Do you want to be a breeder? Do you want to be a reseller? Do you want to be a reseller or maybe undertaker, right? What the undertaking or whatever they call it, right? Do you want to breed rabbits for meat? Do you want to sell only the byproducts? This will inform your next steps, right? So now you seek knowledge. You go and acquire knowledge. You learn about rabbits in general, and you realize that, okay, you are someone who can actually raise rabbits, and you care about the genes. You care about raising quality rabbits for other people to start farms with. So maybe you can be a breeder where you don't sell meat. You just raise rabbits that are that have quality genes, right? Where you want to help your local area for upcoming farmers to have a good way to go to get good breed selection whenever they are going to do their farms whatsoever. So you become that point, right? A reseller, maybe you see yourself not to be the person who can raise the rabbits. Maybe you don't have that time to do it but you see yourself as someone who can actually market anything. So if you're that type of a person, but you're still interested in how to come into the rabbit farming, folks, go out there, look for people who are already farming, and then try to connect them to restaurants and be the factor in there, be the marketing factor in there. Or maybe you set up your own stand somewhere where you sell rabbit meat, and then you buy it from them, and then you do it like that. This is a point where you can get into it. So you don't necessarily have to raise the rabbits, and you don't actually have to have a lot of money for it. You can go to some farmers and tell them, hey, I always have markets. I can sell your rabbits for you. You connect to the end buyer, and if they give you the money, you go there, you go buy, you cut your profit, and you go supply them. So you can actually do this without money, right? And the next point is for meat. Now, if you're raising them for meat, of course, it's another breeding technique, but then it also involves something else. It doesn't mean you keep the rabbits for long on your farm. It means they go at a certain age. So it means that whatever you're feeding them, this type of farming is more commercial. And so you're thinking more of raising the rabbits to a certain appreciable weight and then just letting them go immediately. That means you should be good with the breeding techniques. You should be able to get quality breeds that will give you better meat. You should be able to market them well and then let them go immediately. So getting the knowledge first will inform you as to all these things. And then maybe byproducts. Are you the type of person who just are interested in just selling the rabbit urine and manure? If that be the case, maybe you don't even have to start a rabbit farm on your own. Maybe you can keep 2 or 3 rabbits just to experiment with their urine, experiment with their droppings on your own little backyard farm to see the potency of it. And then you can approach other farmers, buy from them for cheap, and go and sell it to other big farmers and explain to them based on your little resource or your little experiment you did in the backyard on how potent the rabbit manure or the rabbit urine is. These are some of the ways you can go about it without spending money, So there are a lot of facets, but if you want to actually get into the rabbit farming thing and you want to actually raise money, you want to raise rabbits for yourself, one, you don't actually need money to do that. A lot of the times I tell people, your passion is first, you learn, and then when you are ready, go out there and do point number 3. Now, point number 3 is hands on deck or networking. Now, rabbit farming is very practical. It is not a theory-based type of farming. Of course, you can read in the books, you can do all that, but most of the experiences you get are based on what you do with your hands. So you need to always be on the job, and that is where you gain more experience. And so look for a farmer near you. Sometimes you have some older folks who have a big farm and they need someone to help them. You can go and be a helping hand over there, help them, and then by way of that, you gain 2 things. You can learn, you build some sort of solid relationship with them, and if you're good with them, you can enter an agreement with them where they can give you a rabbit to start raising yours also for free without necessarily paying for anything. And this same thing will benefit you in another way where they can actually you can take abandoned cages, because a lot of farmers have abandoned cages where they don't use for anything. And for you, the starter, because people do grow. For example, if you check my early videos, I started with 1 wooden cage. At a point, I abandoned that wooden cage. And so if, and I moved into the metal cages. And so if somebody is starting out and they are close to me and I see the passion and they are willing to start, I can actually offer them that wooden cage and say, hey, you don't have money to pay now, but you can have the cage. But for the next 3 months or for the next 4 months, anytime your rabbit delivers, you give me 1 rabbit, maybe until you give me 10 rabbits in total and the cage belongs to you or whatsoever. People can come into this sort of agreement and all that kind of stuff. And you have to think also in the other section that rabbits are very clean animals, and so if you're keeping them clean and you keep the environment very clean, they don't really get sick that often. And because of that, you don't have to spend a lot of money on vaccinations and some medications, etc. But you have to be careful what you feed them so that you keep them always healthier. You know what I mean? Now, another point is that a lot of people are feeding rabbits pellets these days, etc., or this concentrates and all. Rabbits also feed predominantly on grass, hay. And so if you're out there in the bushes somewhere and you find something that is good, you can feed your rabbits. You don't necessarily need money to go buy the concentrates and buy the pellets and all that if you don't have it. This is a way for you. You can always do the rabbit farming yourself too. So basically, these are my pointers for how to start a rabbit farm in 2024 for free or on a budget? Let me know your thoughts in this. And if you're a farmer out there and you think there are other ways to that, you can use other pointers I never mentioned in this video that you think will help upcoming farmers or even people who are already at it to get started, please let me know in the comment section below, and let's share this video so others can also join the bandwagon to learn more about rabbit farming. Guys, it is not difficult, but at the same time, if you don't learn and if you don't gain insight, it becomes a difficult process for you. Rabbit farming on its own is very enjoyable if you learn and you know what you're about and you are willing and open to learn on the go. Nothing really surprises you. All that awaits you are learning curves. Everything that you experience will be an opportunity for you to learn about the animals you love and improve day by day and go on with your farm. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you do share this video with someone else. And if you like it, please hit on the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos. My name is Mordin and this is Rabbit and More. Have a good one and happy farming, y'all. Bye.